In this riff, I want to talk to you about a concept that is highly relevant to the progression of your own goals and dreams. But I want to take it from a bit of an archaic spiritual acknowledgement of it. And that's by talking about the prophet Jesus and some of the things that he said in the Greek scriptures that have been modified, have been skewed somewhat. Because I feel that the things he was talking about weren't to essentially highlight Christianity, but he was highlighting universal principles for success and how we as individuals, as human beings, work, how we function, how we relate to nature and the universe and the physical laws of the universe. What's interesting that Jesus had to simplify these concepts and use illustrations and teachings where very basic minded people could grasp and understand, that they could comprehend. And he said a few things that are highly relevant to our life. He has been quoted many times as saying that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that nothing will be impossible for you. Let me repeat that again. It says that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that nothing, absolutely nothing, will be impossible for you. Now, let's break that down, because this is no small statement. It has high significance and relevance over our life if we fully integrate the understanding of what he meant. For example, if we break down the definition of faith, and it's not what most people think it is. When people think of the word faith, they think of like blind belief on things, on concepts, or what people might say. And that's not faith. And even the scripture clearly defines what faith is and what faith is not. If you look up Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, it specifically says there that faith is the assured expectation of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I'm going to repeat that again. Faith is the assured expectation of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So think about that statement for a second. It says that it is the assured expectation, meaning it's a mental mechanism where you have a vision, a mental picture of an outcome, and you know it's going to happen. That's why it says that it is the assured expectation of things hoped for. So what does it say is the basis for that? It says it is the evidence of things not seen, or the assured expectations of things hoped for, the evident demonstration of realities, although not beheld or not seen. So think of it like this. You see a baby. You ever see a baby and he's practically on the floor and he can't move, but he sees everyone else around him moving. Sees his parents walking. Maybe he has an older brother or sister, and the baby sees them walking, and he's frustrated because he can't do the same thing. But he sees this on a regular basis. In his small consciousness, the baby is essentially processing a mental picture, a desire, factually a want. The baby wants to walk. He wants to get to the point where he's walking just like everyone else around him, so that he can experience life just like everyone else. Essentially, the baby has a measure of faith in his tiny consciousness, awareness of his reality, that he wants to walk, that he has this desire to walk. This is a mental process that begins to naturally take place in the baby's life. So he has a sure expectation of things hoped for, right? He sees everyone else doing it, then he knows at some point he can do it, and he sees it as a reality in his future. Now, we as adults may see that differently, right? We may have goals, we may have dreams, and we can draw in a picture. And depending on the size of that dream or goal, we may have doubt or disbelief. Maybe the big or dream seems impossible to achieve. But remember, he says that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that nothing will be impossible for you. So he was essentially emphasizing that you just need a little bit of faith. Now, not only do you have to have the sure expectation of your dream or goal, but it also says on the other side of the coin, and the Greek scriptures emphasize this point, that faith without works is dead. That faith without action is dead. So think about that concept. So there's two steps, and there is a third step, and I'll get to that one. So the first step is you have a goal or you have a dream. You have faith that that goal and dream can happen because you have seen possibly others do the same thing. So you think to yourself, well, what others can do, so can I. And then maybe you begin to ponder and wonder what it would be like for you to live the same life that these people do. So whether it's more wealth, more prosperity, healthier you, a loving relationship, whatever you are projecting yourself towards, you realize that if everyone else is doing it, or if those people that you're observing doing that, then for sure you can do the same thing. So that's faith. But then on the other side of the coin, you realize that faith without works, without action, is dead. So you can think about it all day long. You can wish about it all day long. You can pray about it all day long, or transmit the vibration of your desire all day long. But if you don't have the willingness to take action and act in harmony for what you want, then of course you're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. It's extreme low chance that these things that you want are just going to fall in your lap. It's highly unlikely that can happen. Now, that's common sense, and that sounds reasonable. So again, first step is you have faith. And then the second step is you realize, you are aware that faith without works is dead. So you have to take a measure of action towards your goal, towards your dream, so that your faith has force, actually has a vibration that pushes through your life to make it happen, and it begins to guide you. Essentially, what begins to happen is that your faith and your actions start to transmit the frequency of your desires and your intention to make a reality in your immediate life, in your reality. And this will bring you people, this will bring you circumstances, it will bring you events that will draw you closer, that will bring you closer to your dream. It might be in, if it's, let's say, you want a measure of financial prosperity. Maybe there's some kind of course, or maybe there's a coach or entrepreneur that's offering some kind of knowledge-based product that will teach you, that's in alignment with what you want, that will propel you in the direction where you are making more money. And many times, it can take, that can take time. It can take energy, and it can take money. So if you have faith, are you willing to sacrifice, the amount of time and energy and money that is required to move forward? so that your faith may be rewarded down the road. And it could take more than just one step. It could take 10 steps that you have to go through. It could be 10 stepping stones of training and information and knowledge and experience that you have to go through life in order to get to that place, of course, depending on what you desire. So this is important. This is highly relevant to your understanding how we work as individuals, how you work as an energetic being that transmits frequencies, which by law have to match your reality. And essentially you are moving heaven and earth. We are affecting the quantum world with our frequencies, our vibrations of energy, the coded information that we continue to broadcast from our thoughts, from our emotions, from our words, our actions, and also our DNA frequency. And I'm going to go into more detail about that in a later riff. So look forward to that. So to recap, first step is have faith. Have the assured expectation that what you want is going to happen. You have seen evidence, hopefully, that others have achieved what you want, and therefore you understand that just like them, you can possibly do the same thing. Second step, you understand, you're fully aware that faith without works is dead, that when the universe or life presents you with an opportunity or something to look at, maybe a book, a coach, a training, a seminar, something. It will bring you something. It's going to happen. Expect it. Know it's going to be presented to you. That you take action and take the necessary action that is required. The time, the energy, and the money that might have to be sacrificed for you to move forward in that direction. The third step is the one that I want to conclude with. Once you have these two steps in full awareness and you realize these things are true, the third step is a concept. It's a simple statement that was said also in the Greek scriptures, in which is said that you can factually ask for more faith, because it's going to happen. You might have doubt, disbelief. You're going to fail. Just like that baby trying to walk continues to fall. You might hit your head on a corner table. You might, hurt yourself. Like a baby will go through those experiences where it's moving forward. It wants to walk, but because it's wobbling, it's trying. His baby may not be fully developed. It has to hold on to, the couch or a table, and it's afraid that it's gonna fall. It's afraid that he's gonna get hurt. Maybe he already got hurt, and subconsciously he's remembering that he doesn't want that to happen again. But he persists. He persists on the desire until he finally gets it. His body develops the ability to just hold him up, hold the baby up. He can walk, and finally he can, wobble along until the point where he can naturally walk, just like everyone else. Life is the same way. We have to push through. We have to use our faith and our abilities to push through what is required for us to get to a point where we have achieved that which we want. So as the steps are presented to us, if we have overwhelming doubt and disbelief, and it makes us shrink back from taking the necessary action, we should not hesitate to ask for the faith that is necessary for us to move forward. So if you find yourself in the process of achieving your dreams, where you find yourself confused, bewildered, overwhelmed, you're not sure how it can happen or how it will happen, then transmit a frequency with your thoughts where you acknowledge that this is happening and that you want and you're expecting to be fed more faith. It could be beliefs or thoughts or acknowledgments of your, personal subconscious programming that may be holding you back from achieving what you want. And this is going to happen. So keep that in mind. If you haven't already done so, if you're not taking notes, I would suggest grab a piece of paper, start this video once again, and write notes. Take notes of the 3 steps that I just mentioned to you. Step 1 being faith, that's your expectation of things hoped for, the evident demonstration of realities although not beheld. Faith without works is dead. That's step number 2. And step number 3 is to ask for more faith when you need it. When you're in the process of achieving a worthwhile dream or goal, we all experience doubt and disbelief, and we're going to have to use this one technique to bring in more knowledge, more wisdom, more understanding, so as to build our faith. So think about this as principles for life to help you achieve whatever it is that you desire. And again, if you haven't already done so, I highly encourage you that you buy my book, Blueprint for Immortality, The Quantum Code for Life's Secrets to Success, added to your own personal collection. It's a book I designed for you to read over and over and over again so as to build your faith in your abilities and help you know how you work, how you function, how we all function, and to give you reminders consistently so that as you go through the process of creating your dream, you can continue referencing back, learn its lessons verbatim, and make sure that you apply them as you go through life for optimal success. So please support this channel by buying your own copy of the book. If you already have one, I highly encourage you that you may buy a second one. Maybe you know somebody that may need the book, maybe a friend or a family member. You can give it as a gift. It will certainly support the channel, support the cause, and it will also help you achieve your dreams, because what you do for others, you're doing for yourself. You will reap benefits by helping others gain faith in themselves. If you're doing this for them, then by law, you yourself will gain the same amount of faith or benefits that others have benefited from. This is a universal principle of life, that there is more happiness in giving than there is in receiving. So I highly suggest that you do this. And if you like the content of this video, please put a like, share it, and put a comment. Let me know what you think of this, and look forward to one of my next riffs. All right, take care.